Adam Weinrib here on behalf of FanSided with best-selling author Shea Serrano here on behalf of his new book, Expensive Basketball, about the
Yeah.
unquantifiable, uncountable moments that make the history of basketball so joyful. Shay, thank you for joining, and I have to start there. This book is, after my heart and speaks to the way I enjoy the game. And I know that you are like me, obviously. Do you remember the first time or the first moment you were sort of just mesmerized by something that jumped off the screen watching basketball?
Yeah, it was Reggie Miller. I grew up in San Antonio. I was born in 1981. So by the time he's in the league and becoming like a thing, I was preteen. And in San Antonio, the only basketball games you got to watch were either the Spurs were playing in them, and it was like on the local KSAT 12 sort of channel, or they started doing a big national Sunday game that you could watch between two teams who weren't the Spurs. And I was watching one of those, and it was a Pacers play. I don't even remember who they were playing. They might as well not even been on the court. But the Pacers are out there, and I see this guy just sort of running around, talking trash, shoving people, just always. It seemed like he was always in pursuit of confrontation. And it was just like I had spent all of my years before then watching San Antonio Spurs basketball, which is the opposite of that. You don't do that. You know what I mean? You don't do that. We don't play basketball that way. And so this guy shows up, and it was just all of the coolest possible things all at the same time. And I remember my sort of brain opening up and being like, "Oh my God, there's a whole other world out there. What else am I missing?" And so he was the first basketball player I ever loved. He's the one I often cite as being responsible for making me fall in love with basketball. And so I just will always care about him. But he was the first one.
Early in the book, you make it very clear that this is not a refutation of stats. This is
Correct.
not to say, one can exist without the other, right? Like you can enjoy just watching the game and you can enjoy what it means to have a meaningful accomplishment. It shares, your writing shares a lot of DNA with Jane Levy on the baseball side, I just spoke to you about her book, Make Me Commissioner. Like she doesn't want to stop the counting. She wants these numbers to be meaningful, but she just wants to recapture the magic of the game and
Yeah.
how imprecise it can be. So what would you say to someone who like hears the pitch and is like, okay, so Shay's just not interested in stats. Like he's trying to take the game back. Like, what would you say to someone like that?
I would say that that's the wrong way to look at it. It's not that at all. I think stats absolutely belong in basketball. But I think in certain conversations, they should be used to fortify something rather than to be the sole purpose of something. Like if you and I were Daryl Morey talking about basketball, and our job is to put a team on the court that scores more points than the other team, that's all we would be concerned with, right? We would be concerned with player efficiency rating and optimization, and how do we stop the other team from doing the thing that they wanted? Like that's what that conversation would be. But if you and I are just hanging out and we're talking about Wemby, like there's no number that captures. I could tell you numbers. I could be like, man, he had 40 plus points in his debut, 40 points exactly in his debut, and five, 6, 9 blocks. Like I could tell you these things that he did that would help sort of relay the feeling I'm trying to capture. But there's no number that captures the thing I really want to express about Wemby, which is that he makes me feel something that no basketball player has made me feel in like a long amount of time. Like it's two different things, two different conversations that are happening here.
Perfect timing because I wanted to talk to you for Check's Watch 94 minutes about Wemby during this interview. Like,
I would love that.
I mean, based on it, he embodies what the book is trying to sell to me in that, like, he's someone who you have to describe to everyone you meet who may or may not be a basketball fan. And it's almost impossible to talk about what this person already is able to do at such a young age. I mean, when you try to describe him and describe his freakish talent, like how do you properly quantify him? Is he already among the most talented basketball players in NBA history? Like full stop.
I think potential wise, yes. We have to see it a little bit more. That's what made the first game of this season so exciting, because we had been getting teased out these things that he could do in like spurts or whatever. And then that game that he has against against Dallas in the very first season, or the very first game of the season, he only played 29 minutes, but for all of those 29 minutes, he was in control of everything. Everything that was happening on the court, it went to him or through him, and that was very exciting to see. So if he does that enough times this season, then you can start to have that conversation. I think he needs to do it a few more times. But yeah, when you're talking about Wemby, if you're talking about Wemby with like a basketball person, you end up defaulting to these amalgams. There's no like, oh, he's like when LeBron showed up, everybody's like, oh, that's the new Jordan. He's like a bigger Jordan. That's what he is. You know what I mean? There's no one player that you can go back to for Wemby. So if you and I are talking and like, man, he's like if you mushed Tracy McGrady and Hakeem Olajuwon together, like you got to do stuff like that. He's like Kevin Durant and Ralph Sampson mushed together, right? If you're talking to somebody who's not like doesn't have that frame of reference, like when I talk with my wife Laramie about it, I'm like, man, we got this new kid, and he's like if you mixed a fighter jet with a panther on the basketball court, and that sort of gives her the sense of what we're gonna go watch. But yeah, talking about him I would love to do 94 minutes on on only Wemby.
Fantastic. I mean, when do you think that this Wemby Spurs era, their championship window officially opens? Is it open now? Is there a little more?
I mean, we're 4-0 right now, Adam. What? No, I think I was talking with a buddy of mine about this recently. So we're in year 3 of the Wemby experiment, right? The first year that he was here, there were no real basketball expectations placed on him. It was just, come be in the NBA. Let's look at you and let's see you do like a couple of cool things. That's all the pressure there was. And then year 2 starts and you get a small amount of like some small basketball expectations, but nobody was like, the Spurs are going to be in the conference finals this year. Nobody was saying anything like that. It was just, let's see some improvement from last season, which there was. He was on his way toward becoming Defensive Player of the Year before his season got cut short because of the deep vein thrombosis, right? But this year, this is the first year that there are basketball expectations where it's like, if we don't make the playoffs, we got to at least make the playoffs. If we don't make the playoffs this season, what are we gonna start talking about then, right? And so to see him come out and play the way that he's been playing this season has been very exciting. I don't think the championship window is open quite yet, but I think it's opening faster than people thought it was going to be. Like, it's coming quick. What I'm really hoping for is I'm hoping for a 2007 LeBron James kind of season where he unexpectedly drags the team to the finals because of just through sheer like brilliance of his own. That's the year that when the Cavs played the Pistons, LeBron scores 29 of the final 30, the last 25 points in game 5 to get them on the cusp to like get them into, you know what I mean? I'm hoping for a Wemby version of that, either this season or next season. That would be pretty great. But I think we're still a year or 2 away before it becomes, we need to get deep in the playoffs. That was a prediction that when he first showed up, everybody was like, it's a 5-year window we're talking about here. So chill out. It's 5 years, but in 5 years, we're going to be there. You know, this is year 3. We're getting close.
You're asking the question that everybody's asking. Who is Wemby's Eric Snow? I think we need to figure that out this year.
Who's his Matthew Dellavedova? We need him. It's Castle.
Now is the time. Yeah, we're firmly in year 3 of finding his deli. Yeah, man, I've just been so blown away. As someone who grew up when you grew up and who watched the NBA when you did, you know, and fell in love with these moments, how do you respond to Adam Silver that calling NBA a highlight league, like that minor controversy? Is that aligned with your writing or sort of antithetical to what you write about?
No, that's antithetical. Because the only reason a highlight is exceptional is because of the history involved in it, right? Like I could show you right now a clip of a basketball player. Let's say it's a player you've never heard of, just some kid over in France, the new Wemby, doing something incredible. You would look at it and go like, oh, that's pretty cool. But it wouldn't grab a hold of you the way it does if I show you a clip of the Joker doing something. Because we have these years spent with him, watching him battle in the playoffs, watching him do all of this incredible stuff. Like you have to build that up. Just serving the NBA as highlights doesn't build that part. It's like a quick little boost. Sure. Oh, this will get some likes on social media, sure, but it doesn't put that Reggie Miller feeling into like a young kid's chest, like what I got. You gotta be in the game and watch the game and care about it. That's right. I think that was a misstep on his part, but tough couple of months. Tough couple of months for Mr. Silver.
Yeah, do you think like the obviously we're on the heels of the FBI raid and the gambling arrests, does that do anything for the league beyond just a bunch of people going, "Damn, that's crazy"? Like is there real change? Do we see this spiral or is it just people reacting to the scandal going, "That's nuts"?
I mean, I don't know enough about gambling to be able to talk eloquently about what changes this may or may not bring about. But I know I know when I woke up. So the raid happens literally the day after the Wemby game, right? Um, so I woke up in the morning, I was getting ready for work, and I sent a quick tweet, just like a haha tweet, like I woke up thinking about Wemby, sent it out, and then I put my clothes on, get ready. I get in my car, and then I check my phone. And when I check my phone, like the first reply to that tweet was, "Cool, now keep scrolling." And I was like, "What does this mean?" And then so I looked at me, and it was all of the Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, whatever, uh, Terry Rozier stuff. And it's like, all I could think was, "Damn, this is crazy." I was firmly in the "damn, this is crazy" camp. I'll let other smarter people figure out what happens from here, but that's where I am with it. Like this is kind of nuts.
Yeah, I can't get myself that far beyond damn, this is crazy either. Maybe
Right?
someday I will, but I don't know if I want to understand more about it and the policy shifts. Yeah, I want to sit here and hopefully it gets sorted and I don't have to think about it anymore. Shea Serrano, Expensive Basketball, thank you so much for being here. And I can't wait for everybody to read the book.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Y'all be safe.